Hey y'all, it's Sharon and I'm back to share another policing experience with you guys. If you're new to the channel, I am a retired police officer. I worked for 20 years for a southeastern city in the US, and I was also in the military. And I'm sharing some policing experiences in hopes of providing a different perspective and helping other folks in similar situations, not just in policing. And I keep getting the question of how did I make it through it? And I've shared this a number of different times about my faith and how I was brought through it. And so I figured I would try to illustrate that through some learning objects, if you will, in the videos. So I'm going to illustrate another perspective of how I made it to where I'm at today. Just a little brief history, if you will. There were two times in my policing career where I was called into internal affairs to make statements on what I saw officers doing in terms of abuses and discrimination and racism and things like that. I had to make statements. And the two times that it did happen, I was ostracized against and I was retaliated against. And I shared in the videos about the stress that it caused and the health problems that I had. And I'm going to illustrate another view of that, if you will, on what has brought me to this point today and where I stand today. Check out the next illustration. I'll be back then. Hey guys, here's another illustration of my 20-year career, if you will. And as I look back on the path, you'll see ostracism, retaliation, the health problems as a result of it, and where I am now. And people always ask, how did I make it through? And I have to say it was my faith in the finished works of Jesus Christ that got me through it. As I look back on the ostracism, the retaliation, the health problems as a post, if you will, or landmarks. As I look back at the landmarks, and those were pivotal moments in my policing career, in my life, really, that helped me keep moving forward. And as I mentioned in other videos on how I kept moving, I had to stay in the present, because one thing policing does, we always what if, and we're always going way ahead into the future. And then it causes a certain amount of fear about things that haven't even happened yet, or probably won't even happen. So I know that as I went through the ostracism and I pulled on my faith more, and, just in the personal relationship and just talking to Christ, he said, stay in the day with me, stay in the moment, because if you go ahead, I'm not there. I'm always in the present. And that brings to my mind the scripture, faith is always right now. It's always present. It's always in the present. Faith is not a future thing. So in the video, when I talked about carrying stuff into the next day, he clearly said to me, stop carrying so much, because you're not built to take all that. But mind you, I was going through the ostracism. People don't want to work with you. I've even had sergeants and lieutenants tell me, well, I know you're a good investigator, but if I bring you over here, a lot of people are just going to have something to say, and they're not going to want to work, and they're not going to want to work with you. So basically they were saying I was a problem instead of the problem that they had. I've had sergeants and lieutenants tell me that. The retaliation, I have people coming to me, say they see me in the hallway by myself. They're like, it's wrong what they're doing and this, that, and the other thing. But they stop talking immediately when someone else enters the hallway. And like I mentioned, the health problems, the hair falling out, hence the current haircut. But my faith in Jesus Christ and his finished works, knowing that I didn't do anything wrong, but I was made to feel wrong. And remember, I talked about the environment wasn't conducive to telling the truth. And I'm talking about the environment within the rank and file and the policies and the procedures and the practices. So when they talk about the Derek Chauvin case and how the officers stood there, oh my goodness, I'm so familiar with that, because there's a certain fear runs throughout the departments because you're afraid of people messing with your money. You're afraid of people messing with your days off. You're afraid of people not liking you or having to go through what officers can do. I'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to say it again. My faith in the finished works of Jesus Christ got me through this, and the grace that he provided, because I'm not perfect, you know. At one time, like I said, I was running and gunning with the best of them and arresting 2, 3, 4 people a day. And then my eyes started to open up. I started to talk to folks. I started to get to know the people in the area as I was going through the ostracism and retaliation, and you know, going to my Bible studies and reading the Bible in context, because you know what they say about taking the text out of the context, you're left with the con. So I started to get into it more and understand that the love that God had for me and has for me is what got me through. And again, you see where it says you are here. I got through all of that. When I look back, I could say I went through all of that. And the one thing that it's done for me, it's made me fearless. What can any man do to me? Because look, they've tried it. They tried it, and I got through it, and not through any strength of my own, but I relied on the faith and the strength of Jesus Christ. All right, you guys, I just want to share that as you look back over your career or your life, even look at the landmarks or the pivotal points. As you look back, remember, you're looking back, so that means you got through it. All right, I just want to share that. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I hope the illustration helped. And I just want to share that I'm just sharing my experiences. Again, hopefully it helps someone or just gives you a different perspective. All right? And always remember, you don't necessarily have to go through a thing to learn from it. I put some of the Bible scriptures in the description below. Maybe somebody might want to look at them or study them out. And also take a look at our online store. The link is in the description. I also created some notebooks. The links for Amazon, they go directly to Amazon, so you don't have to go search. They're in the description also. All right? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.